I've got a couple of repairs to do to the sweeper so we can get it out here and get the road clean. I'm gonna have a look at another concrete lorry. We might go up to 6. I've got a 40-yard bin to look at, but this one's got a sunroof, and we have one trainer type 1 coming in just in time because we're about to run out. I'm Daniel, and this is Ashville Weekly, episode 67. We're putting it in, so it's as wide as it needs to be. Boom, bang, smash! If I jump in, he'll give me the contract. Underneath the belt, I can see it's very big, because it looks a lot like some sort of banana. Oh, that's tight. And I have wet bum. Oh my God. And let the client decide what size he wants to go for. Back door's a bit solid. Take your finger off it afterwards. Keep jumping. Monday morning and we're in the yard. We are gonna paint this bin, what you saw us working on a little while ago. The roll-on, roll-off is out working already, it's not here. So we're just using the digger and we're trying to back it into the space now. I was gonna leave it out here, but looking at the weather forecast, it's gonna rain later, and the worst thing in the world we want is to be painting this and it starts raining and all the paint comes off it. Let's try and get it back in there. We haven't thrown this skip back in the mix. We're leaving it over here until the fitter's back in, because if you have a look here, it's been damaged. Now this is an 8-yard crane skip, what needs to be certified. We need to repair this. There's a lot of welding and plates and everything that's got to be put back together in this before it can be signed off and recertified to go back on site. We have a TV being delivered today, which is going to go up in the training room, getting delivered here courtesy of High Life guys. Check them out here. We do a lot of work with these guys, and we're going to be doing plenty more. In the backyard, the lights are all up, but now we need to connect them and test them. Still waiting on those bespoke conveyors to come, but that doesn't stop us running cabling for power for the conveyors and everything else. So I have to go and see my mate Derek, that you guys have seen in the past. So I went to watch Box in Manchester not too long ago. We're going to talk about a bit of work that he wants to do, and then I'm going to go back to the basement salvage again to talk in a little more detail and meet my architect there as well, because there's a couple of things that he needs to draw up also. This man wants to try and get me in this thing. What's the temperature here? You're mad. This man thinks that I'm going to be jumping in there. That must be what...
If you jump in, I'll give you the contract.
If I jump in, he'll give me the contract. I'd rather keep my health. I won't be alive long enough to spend the money if I jump in there. But why can't you put the heater on? You got a heater there.
It takes about 3-4 hours. It's called a log burner. So basically, you put logs in there.
Yeah.
And it fires up, and it's quite cool, very unique. Most people don't use this anymore, but it's amazing. The first time I bought it, me and my buddy, I used to live in Hampstead. Everybody in Hampstead. It comes around now it's winter now. It's cold. So I've had it on for about 2 hours, 3 hours. So we get in there, we're sitting there. But like, it's quite warm, isn't it? I'm like, you know what, it's getting cold. We put more logs in there. We start cooking in there. I'm like, what? So we spent 2 hours sitting on a ledge. Yeah. And our feet were in there. By the time our feet came out, mate, they were peeling.
You see, they say jumping through hoops. The man saying I must jump in freezing cold water to get the contract. Here I am trying to advise the man in the best way possible, and I must. Did you say that to anyone else who came here? They have to jump in there.
He's gonna jump in. He's jumping.
Meeting's over. I've got work to do. Go and investigate the planning history at Derek's house. I'm saying to Derek here, all right, we got to get planning, we got to do this. And he said, nah, man, in Africa, I'll just do whatever I want. I said, bro, we can't do that, and we can't even do that in St. Lucia anymore. We need permission, Del.
I get it, but I told him you're only gonna get the contract if he jumps in the ice.
Listen, I probably ain't gonna get that contract then. So I'm gonna let Derek head off to training, and I'm going to the basement salvage project. We were sending the client a number of options, and we were sending over options of screen sizes. The client said, I want a screen that fills the wall. But when we did a screen that filled the wall, if you're sitting in the second row of seats, you might not see it clearly, and also it makes the center speaker very low. So we are here now to draw on the wall. We're gonna draw 135-inch TV and 155-inch. So we're gonna draw both on the wall and mark them up, and then let the client decide what size he wants to go for. Having a look at it now, 158 is very big. 135 also looks decent, but it's not my choice. My work here is done. I'm now going to head into the City of London for a meeting, and hopefully I have time to get back to the yard to see how the day has progressed. I went to the City of London and now I'm on the way back to the yard. It's 3:48, and get this, when I left the city, I had to drive past my house to get to the yard, and all sorts of thoughts started going into my head. There was one Daniel on this shoulder, and there was one Daniel on this shoulder. And the Daniel on this shoulder, he was like,
hey, do you know what, yeah? I'll just go home quickly.
And then this Daniel was like,
What are you talking about, go home? What are you getting on about, man? Come, man, go to work, finish what you got to do.
and this Daniel was like,
yeah, but you could do it tomorrow. Don't worry, man, the emails ain't down anyway, you could do it tomorrow.
and this Daniel on this shoulder was like,
Do it tomorrow. Why would I do something tomorrow that I can do today? I'm going to have plenty more work to do tomorrow. So let's get everything finished at our end to make sure that we're relying on everyone else and what they've got to do so we are ahead of the game.
and this Daniel was like,
All right, cool. Well, if you ain't gonna go home, can we just go to the gym? The gym's only over there. We could train, go home, early shower, have something to eat, and just leave it again. You know what I mean? Tomorrow it should be all right.
and this Daniel was like,
My friend,
and he looked over the back of my neck. He looked over the back of my neck at the other Daniel, and he said,
how would we know what the inside of a gym would look like on a Monday at 3:49 p.m? We don't even know what the gym looks like at that time because we're serious and we go to work and we don't skive and we don't mess around and we put in the graft because we want to move forward.
and then they met in the middle here and they fisted it out. And the Daniel on this side that was looking to cut out from work and not do what he's supposed to do, he got punched up and dashed out the window. The moral of the story is I'm on the way to the yard, and I had a phone call from my mum. My mum said,
Do I need to prepare?
and she sounded really excited. I said, prepare, right? Where are we going? Where are we going?
She was like, I watched a video.
How much longer will Daniel be the favourite uncle for? Maybe Daniel would like to be a dad one day. Just a thought. And my mum took it by what I said in the first 5 minutes of Ashville Weekly last week. Click here to watch that video. My mum took it that there was a baby on the way, and it's a good thing that she's going into retirement because she can help me out. Unfortunately, Mum, that is not the case. As like I'm doing now, I was just sharing my thoughts on my way to the yard, Mum. So you are in no such luck yet. Be patient. As you told me, Mum, everything will happen in its time. Not before and not after. Let's get back to the yard. It is Tuesday. I'm in central London with the surgeon. I have pains in my shoulder, but it's a different part of my shoulder.
So, 4 months now. How are you getting on?
The ostenal made a big difference.
Okay.
I still couldn't use it straight away after. I had to kind of let it settle. I've got a lot more movement. I'm just training. Like, I have to train because it's just gonna...
And deal with the consequences in the long run. Yeah, no.
See, like when you go from there...
Yeah. So you've returned to bench pressing.
Very light.
What's it like for you?
Oh, yesterday I did 100 kilos.
Right.
No, but I was doing a lot more.
Well, I know that.
But like I built up, like I just did 30, then I did 50, then I did...
30 repetitions.
No, wait, kilos.
30 kilos.
Yeah, what?
No, I say that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I just need to manage it.
but-
Rather than cry about it and sort of come back here.
Work around
I just, nah.
All right, good. Thanks a lot. It is what it is.
Thanks a lot. I have to train, no matter what. It's a double-edged sword. If you don't train, the muscles around your shoulder won't be strong enough to hold it in place, like the rotator and everything like that. And if you do train, it could cause inflammation. So I'm going for more injections, this time on the top joint there, where your trap meets your shoulder, and that's booked in for Friday. But no matter what, I am training. I have to train. So everything else will have to move out the way and find a way to work around me. See if we can't get this shoulder sorted out and the rest of me. I'm a work in progress, just like the business. And having a look here, I have no idea why there's a Henry Hoover in the back here and a bunch of high-vis jackets and shoes and trainers and, gym bag, swimming bag, and a boxing bag. Yes, let's go back to the yard. Come here, Simon. Trying to run away. Right, so these are walkie-talkies that we've had for a long time in the yard, but we weren't really using them. If you remember a video a very long time ago, I was missing one of them. And for like about 18 months, everyone kept saying they know where they are. Well, Simon seems to have found all of them, but it was a problem. They weren't holding their charge. So Simon's ordered a load of batteries and put them in here, and Simon's given them out to everyone in the yard, and everyone now has a radio. So Simon's put a system in place. But let's see what happens here, yeah? So let me start calling out to fellas. Do I have to say over or anything?
No, just call their names.
Just call their name, yeah? Hello, Cam. Come in, Cam. Might be on the phone, is it?
Try any lad in the yard.
What is going well?
Try any lad in the yard.
Hey Simon, what's going on here, man? What you say? I don't speak English. All right, hold on. Let's try it. Let's try again. Hold on. Come, let's walk away from the compressor, yeah? Look at this Brett standing there.
Called you back.
No, he didn't.
He did. I was just standing there. I tried to say hello.
So why didn't you answer when I called you? Tell him to hold it, speak, and then take his finger off. You don't just press it once. But he's not.
Hello.
Now I heard you. Take your finger off it afterwards. Daniel calling Cam, over.
Hello.
Say over.
Over.
Daniel calling out to Tezza. Daniel calling out to Tezza. Can you read me? It's Brian, I'm standing there.
That's a big 10-4, Red. Loud and clear. Over.
I was going to start running jokes, yeah, about Terry knows the police codes. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, snitching. What, I checked out, yeah?
Yeah. Over.
Okay, I'm going to the toilet. Over.
Who else has got one? Kevin got one.
Okay.
Kevin, do you read me? Over. Call out to Kevin. Over.
I listen you.
Just a test. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you.
Right.
One more system in place.
Lovely. Cheers.
The accountant, boy. And he didn't go and buy new ones. He bought batteries for the old ones to save the money, innit, Si?
That's it, saving a penny.
On the road again. Daniel is rolling on the road again. This time, I'm on the way up to Coventry to Midland Mix to look at another volumetric concrete lorry. That's right, another one. And this is why I don't normally make these journeys in the day. I do them first thing in the morning, in the dark of the night. Not good. It's 2 o'clock on the dot. Still here. It was a van and a lorry, and we're back on the move again at long last. But we have no diesel. That's jokes. Oh man. Here we are. Right. I hear lorries in the workshop. Oh look, they've got a batching plant over there. Okay, here she is. So it's another Volvo FMX. This time it's got the Reimer gear on the back of it, which is what we've got on the Scanias. There's a problem with the batteries on this, but the guys here are good. I know they'll definitely replace those batteries. Lorry looks in good nick. Let's get underneath her and have a look. Engine sounds healthy enough. Look at that suspension. That's that upgraded chassis suspension. We could run it up to 38.5 ton. Not 44 like we used to be able to do in 2018. It's the Rymer gear on the back of it. We're a lot more familiar with this gear than we are the other gear. Okay. Elephant's feet, looking good. Roll bars, fine. It's a bit dirty here, it's a bit caked. I can't see any oil here, anything like that. Diff is looking dry. Brakes, I can't hear any leaks. Cannot see any wet patches at the bottom of the conveyor belt. New carrier bearing and new prop bolts. What's that, why is that firing like that? I'm not sure I entirely like the way that's firing. You can hear it. Donk, 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 donk. There's a chunk out of one of these tyres on the third axle, but there's no wire on it, but that's not going to be a reason you're not going to buy a lorry for. It's just something that you know that you have to do when you've got it. Going to check if this lorry's up for test anytime soon and how much of an MOT there still is on it, just as we try to go through it from front to back. But I know these guys, they look after all their lorries. The workshop's impeccable. Look at the floor in the workshop. It's got a bit of concrete on it, just needs a clean. The belt looks good. Underneath the belt, I can see where the joint is. There's a couple of things which have come out of it, but there's not a lot you can do. It's a second-hand belt. It's still in good nick, and we can do repairs. And they've got a different specification here in that they have got the ladder. Our Rymers don't have the ladder, but we've got the man-safe system, so that's also quite handy. That's pretty good. There we go. So the commander unit, that's exactly what we've got on the Scanias. Nice. It's decent enough now. Need to sort out these rubbers on here. Sorry, could you run the belt for me, please? Oh, there's an apple. Does that apple come with it, yeah?
Yeah, you get that free.
So if you look down here, it's nice and tight on both sides. Here, see where this overlaps with the belt? Kind of here, the join of the belt. There's a few bits missing, but it's still a good belt. Brute force doesn't always work. See, I was struggling with this. Look at this. All you do is do that. Standard Volvo cab you expect. Let's see the mileage. 193 kilometers. In the world of lorries, that's near brand new. When you're buying a second-hand lorry, you can't look at like aesthetic things and be like, oh my God, it's got a scratch on it. They're lorries, they go out to work. When somebody's got a lorry that goes out to work every day, I'm more inclined to buy that lorry. Because if they can put it out to work every day, they must be in good working order, as opposed to a lorry that's parked in the corner of the yard, which is sparkling clean and the engine running when I get there. Next thing you know, I get down the motorway and turn it back on and the dashboard lights up like a Christmas tree. But no, this is definitely a working lorry. Some tiny bits to get done to it. I'm going to find out how much test there is on it. But I think we are going to go for our 6th volumetric lorry. So hopefully, by the time we get this down and then the other one comes back from spraying, then do a bit of work to this, send that to spray, and hopefully by February, March, we have 6 volumetrics on the road, all fully Ashville, all working properly, ready for 2022. That's the plan anyway. So yes, from me, because I've just found out that the MOT is until November. So we nearly got a whole year of test. Third lorry we're gonna get off these guys, because they're good lorries and they're well looked after. Let's head back down the motorway. It's now 3:22. Let's try and get back in the yard for 5 p.m. Hopefully there's no accidents on the way back. I'm recording. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's brutal. Nah. No, my God. We're gonna make our way back to the yard. Hopefully we don't get stuck in any more traffic and we can get back for 5-ish. Back in the yard, we're gonna move the sweeper out of the way and we are gonna take the first bin out because it is done and dusted. I'm waiting for my stencils to come so I can spray Ashville and the number on the side. Let's have a look at my stencils over here. I kept it nice and simple. I was writing waste, grabs, aggregates, this, that and the other. Just kept it simple. Ashville and the number. 5:20, I'm back in the yard, just warming up a bit of food. I'm gonna have something to eat and I'm gonna crack on with any emails that I may have missed. They're very important to finish today positively and get everything out of the way and not leave this till tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning again, I have meetings, I don't want to fall behind, and there is a lot going on that I have to keep track of. I call this my second shift. I'm about to sit down now, looking at the cameras. A couple of the guys are still here, but they'll be going soon, and there'll be absolute peace and quiet where I can crack on in. Probably in about 2 hours, I can get probably about half a day's work done. So let's do that. Wednesday, I'm in the yard. At 1:30 p.m, bit of a strange time for us here, we have a train coming in. So the yard is ready for that. We've also cleared out a few of the other bays so we can start to put some ballast and sand and stone in the other yard. I'm really excited about the trains next week. They are not confirmed 100% as of yet, but I am told that it is happening now. There are a couple of Zoom calls which I am not privileged enough or important enough to be on, but hopefully it's a positive outcome for us. Taking a look at the sweeper, which we used a lot over the Christmas period, I think somebody used it when the body wasn't fully down, and the seal, as you can see here, has unstuck. But we've managed to clean the seal off, and we're going to order some adhesive for it, and we're going to re-stick that under here. In the video where we refurbed this sweeper, you saw the way we stuck it on. Click here to watch that video. Also, there's this one, which is gone. This is the rubber cowl seal, what goes there. We need that also. We also need a couple of nozzles for the washer under the front here. I think we need the high pressure switch, which actually goes in the cab, which is on the control panel. So I've looked at a couple of drawings and I've sent that over to get a price, and I've asked them for a drawing of the control panel in the cab as well, so I can make sure that I order the right switch. Had a meeting this morning with a company about our business rates, because they contacted us and they think that we are overpaying. Now, I don't like to pay, let alone overpay. So hopefully they can do some calculations and they can make us some serious savings. I'm banking on it. Now I'm gonna leave the yard. I'm gonna go and have a look at a couple of roll-off. Now I'm gonna leave the yard and go and have a look at a couple of roll-on, roll-off bins. But these ones are a little bit different. They have a cover on them. Don't worry, I'm not at auction. I'm not gonna lose any more hair trying to get them for as cheap as possible, but I'm gonna go and look at these where they are. Hopefully they are good. I'll bring them back. We'll do some more work on them, and we'll continue to increase our roll-on, roll-off bin collection. Right, so I found my way onto a farm, and here she is, looks in pretty decent nick. Try and get around the front. Oh, that's tight. Okay, single door. Okay, this back door's a bit solid for us to open it up. Come on, there we go. Okay, yeah. Got ourselves a bit of a roof here. Solid floor. Good shape around it. Decent. The door was a little bit difficult to open, but that can easily be adjusted. The hinges look in good nick as well. Yeah. Pretty decent. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, so we just need to replace those rollers. And I can completely close it, yeah?
Yeah, completely. They're shut even.
Right, that should be closed. Let's go and have a look inside. Hey! Yeah, we like that. I should have used this for my office. Then I could have had a sunroof in the summer. I could have just opened it up. Click here to watch that video. Yeah, in the farm there, ready to collect now. All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks, man. Plan is made, the deal is done. Just called Terry. He's gonna send the driver down in the roll-on, roll-off to come and collect this immediately, so we can do a few bits to it. We're only gonna adjust the back door slightly and probably change the runners internally, and then this bin should be good to work. Nice. back in the yard and you'll see the bin has arrived. We're gonna give the bin a blast, and then when we're finished with it, either tonight or tomorrow morning, we're gonna move around everything in there. So pull out the bin that's already painted, pull the sweeper out, put the sweeper in there, because we need a dry area when the delivery with the sweeper parts comes. Then we're gonna take the new bin, we're gonna put it on its side, we're gonna do a bit of welding underneath, and we are also gonna fix the door. And we're gonna put a plate on the side, because if we can weld that plate on the side of it, then when my stencil comes, I can spray it. And at long last, the train has arrived. Let's get it offloaded. I'm just doing a watch through of Ashville Weekly, episode 66 or 67? 66. And I've been given some news by Will, and there it is. If you remember a video we did a long time ago, right at the beginning of the fleet tour, the drone managed to fly itself into a tree and damage itself. Now, it flew itself into the tree, because when you're controlling a drone, it does the right thing, you're controlling it. But when something else happens to it, it means just something happened. It clearly wasn't you. And unfortunately, Will, as we can see by this, Will has joined the drone crashing club. Let's do another action replay of that. Look at this, the angle, and then we fly into the famous water tower. And Will already has a number of nicknames, i.e. Sully, which Terry has called him. I'm thinking more Will is Denzel Washington in, what's it, Airline? In Flight. Denzel Washington in Flight. It's a deep dish. So Will has managed to crash my drone, and my drone is beyond repair. There was nothing we can do. Will tried to give it mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. He tried to bring its heartbeat back. He tried everything he could. Failing that, he came up to my office with the broken drone falling apart and said,
I had an accident.
And the drone was full of mud everywhere. So as it fell to its death, I think it hit the water tower a couple of times on the way down, and then it went in the mud, boom, bang, smash! And that was the end of my drone. And Will didn't want me to record this, and I'm prolonging this, and I'm making it as long as possible to make it nice and painful for young Wilson. Isn't that right, Wilson? Yeah. Only joking. Mistakes happen. Just wanted to give Wilson a bit of jip. So now we're going to carry on now doing our watch through of this episode. How long is this week, Stan?
About 35 minutes.
About 35 minutes. Another short one, because I didn't film on Monday, did I? No. Okay, well, we're going to get back to this. See you tomorrow. It's Thursday and I'm in the yard. This 8-yard skip, we said we're going to give it a go on Monday, but we didn't have time because of everything else that was going on in here. But now we've made a start. Having a look at this skip, it looks like something has come down on it, like a machine, at both ends of it. So what it's done is it's pushed it out here on the side. What we're doing with this acros is we're putting it in and we're trying to open up the top again so it's as wide as it needs to be. Then we're going to take a machine and try and push the side in while maintaining how widely open it is at the top. Then at that point, we need to try and fix these parts. We're going to cut off these lugs because this is no longer suitable to be a certified crane skip, but it is good enough to be a normal 8-yard skip. So that work is going to get started now. We have been doing some work in the yard already this morning. The bin we collected yesterday from Simon the farmer in Ruislip, we were able to put it on its side, fix the channel, and we were able to put some plates on the side of it, so when my stencils arrive, I can spray it. The next thing we're going to do with that is we're going to put it into the repair bay here, and we're going to paint that black, but we're going to do it tomorrow. It's going to be about -1 or -2 tonight, so when the boys come in the morning, it'll be wet, so that's going to be no good. So if we put it in there, it should save it. Also, this morning, we were painting the Jersey barriers in the railway yard, so they are now nicely red and white. We like the look of that. In the backyard. I know it's not the best time of day to test it, but let's have a look at my lovely lights. Nice. We're gonna give you a shot of this in a couple of hours. Will, let's show them now what the yard now looks like at night with all our floodlights. Looks fantastic. Back to daytime. And off it goes. Tell me it turned off when I pressed that button. It did, didn't it? Nice. So there's a problem with one of the tippers. We asked STS to go and collect it for us, but they're really busy at the moment, but their trailer is in their yard. So Grogan is taking the tractor unit. He's going to collect their trailer. Once he's got their trailer, he's going to collect our lorry. So there's going to be an Ashville lorry on the back of another lorry. The last time I can remember that happening is when we were heading up to the auction to sell all our older lorries. Click here to watch that video. Let's go and have a look at the training room. The TV being on the wall. Hold on, let me just be teacher Daniel for a second. Right, class. Today I'm going to teach you to do 200 loads a day each without speeding and without upsetting the public. Nice. It's perfect. Look at it. Got a little HDMI cable here. I've actually managed to book in the courses for the MPQC. So someone's coming here to teach our boys on the 31st of January and the 1st of February. So thankfully that's booked in. So the only thing I need now is chairs, which I don't have any of. So I'm trying to find out what chairs I can get to put in here, which are gonna be comfortable but not massive at the same time. And I didn't realize before I sat in this chair that this chair was outside and this chair is soaking wet. So, and I have wet bum for the rest of the day, which is going to be very annoying. But let's have a look at our, no, that's the, oh no, that is the right remote. You can cut all this awkward bit out, yeah? Oh, continue. Set up with iPhone. Okay, well I've got to put in my Apple ID and everything else. But one thing's for sure, it is working. So straight away, we're going to start using this classroom for what it's for. There are a couple of other classes and studies that Terry wanted to do so he could get up on his knowledge and get some qualifications himself. And I said to Terry, that's not a problem, but you'll be doing them here. Because on your breaks, you can work in the yard. See, I've got everything here. It's a job I did a long time ago on a street in South London by Streatham Common. And I went to their offices to sign the contract. It was in the city. I believe they were both brokers. And in the building, they had a gym, they had a bar, they had a tailor, and the people never left work. They stayed there the entire time. So that's what I'm trying to do here, to keep everybody here 24/7, 365. Nice. had a look at a couple of the renders and animations that are coming through for the basement salvage project. In total, there were 30 animations that I felt we needed to do to hold the story together and give as much information as we possibly could. So at the same time as being informational, we want it to be educational. We're speaking to a company now who are going to try to batch render all of them, but it needs a computer which could probably make Toy Story. That's how powerful it needs to be. So really happy with how the basement salvage is progressing, and hopefully next week, or more likely the week after, we can have that video ready for you. Shout out for me, Cam. What year is it? Say it louder.
Year of transport, 2022, 36k sales, all day.
The year of transport. Let's see how Will and Grogan are getting on recovering that lorry. Friday and I'm in the yard. This morning I went into Central and I had the double injection in my shoulder in the railway yard. Yesterday you saw us painting these. Now only half of them have been painted because while it looks like a very simple job, it does take a long time. The lads are over spraying the new bin that we got from Simon the farmer, and they're gonna get that nice and black. Back over to this area, we're going to scrape out all of this and we're going to clean it up a bit, and we're going to straighten the back wall because it looks a lot like some sort of banana. Like I don't know how the wall is that bent or who instructed that. It clearly wasn't me. And then we're going to measure a meter from the bottom of the other one, and we're going to start to place our second walkway here. Now we still don't have enough of these barriers, but we can only pour 2 of them a day. So we're going to put something in place so when people are around this area, they can walk here and at least they can get over to there, because the deal we've done, some of the people are actually beginning to start coming in and collecting the material on their account from the other company. So we need to make sure that everything in the yard is spick and span. Let's go and have a look down by the conveyors. In the bagging area, we're just trying to work out how we're going to do the electrics. So all the way down by the storage container, we have to run some cabling down to here, and then we're going to have a fuse box down here. Now that's probably going to be against the wall. As you can see, we have no fixing. So if you see these plates, we fixed these plates on that hopper when we were making it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get another one of those plates and we're going to make a frame like what we have done here, and we're going to have the fuse board against the wall, and then this is all the controls for the bagging machine. But we're gonna make another frame like this to put it side by side to control the conveyors. So you can stand here and you can control everything that's going on. The reason I'm putting it here is because I don't want it here because it's too close to the conveyors. I don't want to give anyone an excuse to walk underneath the conveyors, and I don't want anyone near the conveyors. One of the problems is if you have a hood on or you have a high vis, it can get caught in it and you will get dragged into that conveyor. Worst ways, it could cause a fatality. And also, if any material gets stuck in it and you're standing there, the material could come out on the bottom side, and again, you're going to get hit in the head. The boys here do have hard hats on in the yard, but that's not the point. So keep everyone away from here, put all the controls here, and in your line of sight, you can see what's going on with this, but we just have to be careful what we fix to this, because when this is working, this entire machine vibrates. Our plan is nearly made. We're going to take some steel and some plates, and we're going to put together these frames and begin to get everything done here. Southern Vulcanizing are making our conveyors as we speak, so hopefully we can have the conveyors next week and we can start to try and get all this working. Saturday I'm in the yard, my new signs have arrived. Whoa! Whoa! We like that. Okay, we're not using that one yet. But this one we are using. Okay, hold it up. Oh! Now that's a fine sign. Okay, so we're keeping this one. What we need to do is label up these bays in the yard. So it's obvious for the machine driver, so it's obvious for everyone when you're in the yard, and it's good practice. Woo! Yeah, we need that as well. Let's turn that round. Yes. Another great sign. We will take that. Nice. I need this one now. How do you like the size of them signs, Flo? Good one, isn't it? This will go with this one, yeah? So this is my one for building sand. There's no building sand coming in here yet. Nope, there's none of that coming in yet. Leave that. Let me just check this one. Primary 6F5. None of that yet either. So let's put that back. You're getting an idea of the materials that will be coming in here now. Yeah. Type 1, MO2. No, we already have one, don't we? Good. Goes to show we're going to have 2 bays of it, so we're not going to do that yet. Yeah, we need this one. You can't say that you didn't see it. We don't have any of that in yet. It's coming soon. Yes, graded shingle. This one's coming. Plasterboard. Okay, now that's separate. See the roll-on, roll-off bins. They're going to be labelled. Wood. That's fine. Sand and stone. Yep, this is going in the repair bay. So the new volumetrics, they're getting sprayed. As part of BSI, you have to label on the top of the lorry sand and stone to make it clear. I don't know why. It's just one of their rules. And whoa! Let's have a look at this one. It wasn't a training room before, but now there's a sign, so officially it's a training room. Let's go and check if this fits on the door. Hey! That's tape measures working nice. Love that. And this is for downstairs. These are going to go in the bay over there. These I'm not using yet. And these we need to take to the backyard now because I need to screw them onto some blocks, yeah? Okay. And I'll tell you what bay is for what, yeah? Just going into the backyard now to decide what bay is what. You can see Livy over there doing a bit of greasing on these skip lorries. He's got to get round to the grabs as well. Let's do it. There are no points for guessing what we're going to label this bay. That's it, type 1, MOT. Flo, what I need you to do, I need you to put the machine up there, and I need you to take all this material and throw it to the back. There's loads of space, yeah? Go here, take one block, and there has to be a block in the middle. I was there already. There's another one. This is going to be the ballast bay. Afterwards, this bay will be the shingle. And that's sand. Yeah? One other thing, Flo. You see the new bin, the covered bin? Put it there. Yeah. Put it there for now, and then on Monday, all those labels I had made, I will get those labels put on them. Yeah? Make sense? Very good. Thank you. Prep work, prep work, prep work. Always prep work. When you go into a yard and you see a spotless yard with everything working smoothly, somebody had to do the work in the first place to get it like that. We're just doing the bits and pieces on Saturday. There's only actually one volumetric lorry out today. It's 10 o'clock and it's about, what is it, 1 degree? But we're still here. I have to head off in a bit because I have to go home and get changed because we're going to QPR. There'll be no penalty shootouts today because it is just a league game. And it looks like we're in the hunt for the playoffs. And everybody loves a day at Wembley. Let's crack on. You saw me a couple of weeks back collect this in East London, this old bin here. It's actually been forgotten and put in the corner of the yard. But now we finish with the bits on the other bin. Hopefully next week, after we finish with the 8-yard skip, what used to be a crane skip, but now it's just a standard 8-yard skip. Hopefully we can now get onto this, get this repaired. Oh, look at this. Add this to the fleet, spray it black, and get this one out on the road as well. And my stencil should arrive next week, so we should be there or thereabout with the bins. Getting there. So Saturday afternoon, we're at QPR. It's still 0-0 against West Brom. It's a friend of mine, Ben Dickens. I've got a little story about Ben. You know, I like to tell stories in the weekly show. Long time ago, how many years ago was it, Ben? When I was at Park Royal, maybe 5, 6 years ago?
Blimey.
Long time ago, I had about 4 lorries. I had a yard in Park Royal behind the Ace Cafe. We were trying to get accounts open everywhere. We were going to try and do business with loads of people, but there were no doors opening. But what did Ben do? Ben was at Lafarge at the time. Ben came down to my office. He actually sat in my little container with me. He sat there, he gave me good prices on muck away, he gave me advice, he gave me help, and here we are all these years later. I can invite this man down to QPR. For everyone in the industry, like, no, Ben ain't coming to Ashville because I know this is going to cause a stir. Ben is happy where he is, aren't you, Ben? Very. Saturday is going well. We've got more kids down, we've got people from other firms, and we are just enjoying the day. Hopefully by the end of the day we'll get a good result. Last kick of the game. Come on, ref. Yes. Well out, come and get it out. Yes! And we got the 90th minute winner, 89th to be exact. Come on, Charlie Austin to the rescue. Yeah, and the Ashville signs are up right at the end as well. We're loving that. Hey, a good day all round. Signing off. You know I got to do that so that a video will probably come up here that they haven't seen before.
Pops up,
yeah. You do watch the videos, don't you?
Yeah, I do, all the time. In the bath, mate, naked.
Oh, now I've got to cut that out. And that's it for Ashville Weekly, episode 67.
67.
Yeah. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to see an Ashville video that you may not have seen before. And click here for last week's episode, which was number 66. Do you know what I just did? I just did it the wrong way around. I've got to do it again.
You got to do that.
All right, here we go.
I feel like my
you ready?
clothes on this like that.
Okay, Anne.